Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the session. Good evening. Good evening. So today we are back with the AMA. Ask me anything. Discussions on everything related to your career, your career choices, the exam preparation, etc. We're going to have all these discussions uh, with you guys, and so you are free to enter this thing. I'll just send the code to you. This is the code through which you can join in to the to the discussion, and you're free to ask me anything. The session will be from now till 6:15, 45 minutes. That I'll be there in the session, and we can discuss anything related to your career. And while I've got some free time, Ritik is already in the this thing. Ritik, can you put up your camera? Can you start off your camera? Hi Ritik, can we start off your camera and so that I know that you are around. And for others of you who want to join in and ask me questions, this is the link through which you can join. Dinesh is also there. Dinesh, just make sure that you put on your camera when you enter. In the meantime, Pratisha's question: I have graduated in 2020. Should I take a decent college this year and repeat CAT once again? In 21, my percentile was 70s. 70 percentile के साथ I don't normally advise that you should join. Try to get your percentile at least to 90, 95, 90 plus, 95 plus. It's not so difficult to get 95, 97 percentile in CAT. So try to get there, and that would be my advice. Uh, so I'm waiting here. Dhruv has his camera on, so I'm taking him. So try to get there, and that would be my advice. Yeah, let me know. Tell me. So I'm waiting here. Dhruv has his camera on, so I'm taking him. Yeah, Dhruv, you're on. You're online. You want to speak? You're muted. Can you put on your mic? So what we'll do is you'll put on your mic, you'll speak, and then you'll mute yourself.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
सर मेरा
So what we'll do is you'll put on your mic, you'll speak, and then you'll mute yourself.
yeah, hello.
Yeah.
सर मेरा
So what we'll do is you'll put on your mic, you'll speak, and then you'll mute yourself.
yeah, hello.
Yeah.
सर मेरा
So what we'll do. There's some echo coming from your side, Dhruv. So echo is gonna sort out. Kar do. Maybe you can put a headphone so that you can listen in on your this thing. In the meantime, I'm taking Sanjay.
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hi, Sanjay. Good evening.
So, my 10th score was 96% and my 12th score was 60%, sir.
Okay.
But my now I was posing third year at Banariam Institute of Technology, Mechanical Engineering. My UG score was 8.7, sir. Can that any chance I have to get into IIM Bangalore?
Yeah, you have a chance. You'll need a good percentile. You got a chance because there will be a question in the interview board about your drop in the 12th standard.
Okay.
They'll definitely ask you about that. But apart from that, no. Apart from that, you have a chance. You'll have to justify what happened. And I think the best justification would be that you did not study at that time, whatever it was.
Okay, sir. So, and one more question. I was self preparing, sir. Referring your notes. Is it enough for practicing some more problems? And I have
Yes.
another idea of taking.
There are two phases of preparation. Okay, there are two phases of preparation. One phase of preparation is when you are doing the books to familiarize yourself with all question types and getting ready to solve the question types. That's one phase of preparation. The second phase of preparation is where you are developing your ability to do this, do the mocks, etc. So for the first phase of preparation, the books are sufficient. But in the second phase of preparation, you should back it up with a lot of mocks, maybe at least 30 to 40 mock tests you should give along after the books.
Okay,
And a fill in
sir.
box. We have the Arun Sharma CAT challenge also, which is available on our website, 9books.in. You can check that out also.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right? Thanks. Lovika, I'm taking you in. You've been waiting with your video on for some time. Hi, Lovika. You're muted. You can speak. You need to unmute yourself. You'll have to unmute yourself there.
So now, yes. So is my sound now proper?
Yeah, I can hear you and I can make out what you're saying.
Yeah. So actually, I've got 79% in 10th and 79% in 12th. And right now, I'm in first semester of my BBA, and I've achieved. I have got 85%. So can I have any chance of getting into any IIM?
Yes, you have.
Because right now I'm preparing for CAT.
You have chances, decent chances.
So sure, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Because this is a huge doubt in my mind before preparing for the CAT exam. Because I have not that much good grades in 10th and 12th. And in graduation, in my first semester, I've got 85%.
Yeah, so that's a good percentage, first of all. And second is, if your 10th and 12th scores don't disqualify you from an IIM, then you have a chance to enter. It's as simple as that. So your scores are 78, 79, right? That's what you said.
79 in both. 79 in both.
79 books. So that does not disqualify because you're a non-science graduate. So you need, I think,
Yes,
75.
I'm a non-science.
I mean, college is the only college that says that 10, 12 percent, it's 75% होना चाहिए non-science graduates. So you are about that. So you're eligible. So if you're eligible, you have right.
And so there's one more doubt. So I have not a good friendship with maths. So I have to build the basics. So when is the right time to prepare for the CAT now? Because I have to prepare for my last semester exam of my BBA. So after,
You should start immediately,
yes,
and you should manage.
okay.
Reason is
Okay.
because this is the only year where you can give the CAT without any profile issues. If you sit for next 1 year and prepare at home without doing a job, or if you start doing a job, you'll not get time to prepare that amount of time you're getting now. So this is a free year in that sense. Because for a 22 pass out, they will not ask you about your job till November, December. Right? They might just ask you, why did you pick up a job after December or something like that. But 4-5 months is not considered a year gap. So you can easily sit till November and then pick up a job after November. So you've got a full time to prepare. So you should give the exam this year.
But sir, I'm a fresher and I'm a non-engineer student, and they doubt freshers very much.
These days, non-engineering is an advantage. Non-engineering is a big advantage these days because even if you get 95, 97 percentile, you'll get calls that engineers don't get a 99.2. So make sure that you do well at the exam.
Okay, sir. And sir, any special tips regarding interviews and GDPI round? You see.
Start preparing for them immediately. Don't prepare for them at the end. Don't wait till the end to prepare for them. Okay. So I'll talk a little bit about this. Yeah? Okay. So thanks, Bhavika. Very lovely talking to you. So I'm taking Sanket off. Thank you. You can mute yourself. Hi Sanket, I'll take your question in a minute. Let me answer a few questions from the chat before that. Right, so Raghav has been questioned. Yeah, I'm just coming to you, Sanket. I'm muting you for a minute. Let me just get through the discussion with a few people who have asked questions in the chats. So one question before I go there, which Lovika has asked, which I wanted to answer, was that maths weak hai. So maths weak hai, तो maths would ठीक किया जा सकता है ना. There is a process. And the process to improve your maths is essentially. Ritik, I'm taking you in also. You've been waiting for some time, so just keep yourself muted. I'll take your questions in a little bit. So
sure.
Maths अगर weak है तो maths को ठीक किया जा सकता है. There's a process for it, and the process for maths is two parts. I mean, one part is are your mechanics of maths correct? Have you organized the mechanics of your maths? So when I've seen people weak at maths in my teaching career, in my career of 25, 30 years, where I've taught people how to improve their quantitative aptitude, or even people who read my books, etc. What I see is that there's one group of people who don't know the mechanics at all. The 80 का prime factors बोलते तो नहीं निकालना आता है, right? I've been asked a question. I remember I used to teach CSAT at Vajiram, and there was this class I was taking, and I used to go very basic in those classes. And एक class में ले रहा था वहाँ पे Vajiram and Ravi में, और you will not really surprised. Most of you are surprised to understand इस तरह के questions भी इस तरह के questions भी आते हैं लोगों पे. So I took a class, and obviously Vajiram and Ravi, the top students from the country, come there to study from across the country for the IAS exam. But उनका maths weak रहता है वहाँ पे. और वो CSAT के लिए उस time CSAT had become very compulsory, etc. to qualify that. अब तो optional है. We have courses for CSAT also. Those of you looking for that at Mindworks. But when I was giving this instance. मैंने एक question पढ़ाया था board पे, कुछ I don't remember what the question was. Maybe something around remainder theorem. जिसमें मैंने 3 divided by 7 लिखा था बोर्ड पे, और उस पर रिमाइंडर 3 लिख दिया था, और 3 divided by 7 रिमाइंडर 3, quotient is 0, remainder is 3, is simple mechanics है maths का. तो after the end of the class, 4 girls came to me from the batch and they asked me this question कि सर 3 divided by 7 में रिमाइंडर 3 आपने कैसे लिखा? So what I realized is that उनको ये भी नहीं पता था कि 3 divided by 7 का रिमाइंडर 3 होता है. So I had to explain it to them that n divided by d, quotient is 0 and the remainder is 3, and nd plus r gives you the number when you divide a numerator by denominator. qd plus r gives you the number. So I had to explain it to them, and I had to write it for them for that case, and then I told them in generally the numerator छोटा है denominator बड़ा है, तो जो numerator वही remainder होता है. That's what I told them. 11 divided by 18, 11 remainder रहेगा. इतना तुम set कर लो. So one aspect of poor maths is mechanics खराब है. Second aspect of poor maths is कि language नहीं समझते, language को pick up नहीं कर पाते. That's the second aspect of poor maths. So are you able to then? So once you get your mechanics in place, and there are few things about mechanics. Suppose I give you 9977384 divided by 17. How much time do you take to find the remainder? So can you find the quotient and remainder, and how much time will you take to do it? Right. So these are all aspects of mechanics. So there are two parts of development there. One part of development is कि तुमको आता नहीं हो करना, right? और दूसरा part of development या तुम करोगे तो कभी-कभी गलती करोगे. और दूसरा part of development is कि तुम उसको तेज कर पाते होगे. Can you do it as fast as 100 percentile? So you have to get your mechanics right, then you have to get your language interpretation right, and from the language the recognition of the variables in the question. So variable in the question में 3 तरह के variables होते हैं किसी maths question में. एक variable होता है, and maybe I'll do a short video on this today or tomorrow, which we'll this thing. And I hope you guys are liking the channel. We have started becoming pretty active, and please do like, subscribe on the channel, and share the videos and comment on the channel. So 3 तरह के variables introduce होते हैं maths question में, और हर variable जब introduce होता है तो वो 2 तरह से introduce होता है. So what do I mean to say? Let me explain this to you. Suppose I tell you in a maths question statement that the average score of 40 students in a class is 20 marks. When I'm giving you this, I'm giving you 2 variables which can be described as given variables, and both these variables have been introduced in the question. With values specified. So there are no variables. They have been introduced as variables, but उनका value specified हो गया. Variables के तरह introduce होकर value specify हो गया, तो they are fixed values for the rest of the problem. So for this class, 40 students have an average of 20, and from the given variables, when I tell you 40 students have an average of 20, a new variable is emerging, which is the total of the group. So that automatically emerges. If I tell you that that a car was driven at 30 kilometers per hour for 10 hours, the distance automatically emerges. And that's something that is again part of the mechanics. The speed time mila hua hai, the distance aana chahiye mere ko nikal ke. So that's part of the mechanics of that chapter. But sometimes you will have the other way in which variables are introduced, where a variable is introduced as a variable without its value. So a class of 40 students have a certain average. So that's where algebra comes in. In an exam, a class of 40 students has a certain average. So that's where algebra comes in. You say that, okay, let the average be A. And then you are, again, the variables coming out are the same. Number of students into average is equal to total. So the total as a derived variable is still coming in. So this is the second kind of variable, the derived variable. But in this case, the derived variable is not coming as a number. It's coming as an algebraic representation of the assumption that your average was A. So you have to deal with that problem throughout, and there will be some way in the problem through which A will be extractable. And once you can extract A, you get the answer to whatever question has been asked. The third kind of variable that is there is what I described as hidden variables. So what do I mean by hidden variables? Hidden variable is if I tell you in a class of students, the average score is 32 marks. So in this case, I have not mentioned two variables which are attached to this. In this statement, there are two variables automatically attached. कि कितने students हैं और उनका total कितना है, total marks कितना है. मैं बता नहीं रहा हूँ उनके बारे में, they are hidden. So you have to perceive that if somebody has talked about this, these two have come. So if you're weak at maths, just make sure that you work on these two things. The mechanics, get the mechanics correct, get the mechanics in place, and the language and the interpretation of what variables are opening up. So if you start controlling that, your mathematical weaknesses start disappearing, right? Maybe we're also planning to bring up some courses on logical thinking and mathematical thinking, etc. A lot of demand for it, but it's a I mean, one thing that we are very sure of कि हम लोग कुछ भी करेंगे तो it has to be world class. It cannot be substandard. So we refrain from starting courses unless it's well researched behind it, right? So in that context, somebody is asking, are we planning to do CUET courses? Yes, we are bringing CUET courses at Mindworks. I think we are having a seminar also tomorrow for how to prepare for CUET, and we can discuss that. I think we'll make sure that the link is posted on this video and also on the channel. I think it might already be posted for tomorrow's seminar, so you can register for that. Right. So coming back to Ritik and Sanket, you guys can unmute yourself and speak now.
Good evening, sir. I had a doubt regarding my profile. I wanted to know if it's good enough for the top 3 IIMs, ABC. So for that, my 10 score is 10 CGPA, my 12 score is 86%, my undergrad mechanical engineering score 7.8 CGPA from a tier 2 college. So I wanted to know if it's good enough for ABC.
Yeah, you'll have to break through in the path that you can get through.
Is it good enough, sir? Because of like 10th and 12th is fine, I guess, but that is a little low. It's 7.8 CGPA. So will
So
that
whatever
fit or is it?
you got a few semesters in hand, improve your percentages for that. Improve
I
your
have just
GPA.
got one final semester left, sir. I'm in my final year. I just have 8 semester with me now.
So focus on what's in your control. What is in your control is your final year score and your CAT score. Just focus on these two things, and you're not ruled out at this stage. You have a chance, definitely.
Sir, and my category is OBC, so I just wanted to know if that can also add up some like
Yeah,
benefits
so
or
this is
something.
category generally slightly lower than the general category. I think 2 to 5 percentile dip is allowed for an OBC. So if you improve the 99.7 in general, you might need a 95, 96 in it to get through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, and I
Okay.
had one more doubt regard. Yes. Sir, I had one more doubt regarding IIM Ahmedabad selection criteria. Like according to the third criteria, have like some rule saying that 80 percentile of something. Can you elaborate on that, sir? I didn't understand that rule properly. The third criteria of
10th
IIM
and
Ahmedabad.
10th and 12th have to be 80, 80 plus.
That is the first criteria. So second criteria is something else. The third criteria is regarding your underscore. So that part I didn't understand, sir.
I don't remember that as one to two. What I remember is percentage intended.
Uh, Sorry, sir, I didn't hear you.
You need 80 plus percentage intended. That's it.
Got it, sir.
Chalo.
Got it.
Sanket, you come in.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi, sir. Very good evening to you, and I hope that you are doing well.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Tell me.
Yeah, sir. Actually, I have a sir, I have a question to you, sir. the big question that I am asking to myself, the thing is this: I have a work of around 4 years and
Uh,
working in a bank. So the main thing is this: should I leave my job and start preparing for CAT because my age is 29 and I don't have any option left. My package is just on the borderline. It is just 3,20,000.
I've explained this concept 2 days ago, so you can just look at that. I mean, there's a video that was released last week about quit your job, so just look at that. I've answered this.
Yes. And yeah, and sir, one more thing I want to ask, I have given CAT without any preparation, so secured a very low percentile. Actually, my math is very weak. So will I able to crack the quant section?
There's a process for improving your quants. If you use it, you can track it. You'll have to understand the process and execute it. I mentioned components of the process 5 minutes back, so you can have a look at that. You can have a look at that and understand from there. Right? Praveen is asking IPMAT
Okay,
aspirant.
sir.
Yeah, thanks, Sanket. You can
Okay.
report. Yeah, thank you. So I'm IPMAT aspirant. I hope I answered your question, Sanket. Struggling with
Uh,
mocks. Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have answered few more questions I have, but I think I should give chance to other applicants as well.
Okay, you can come in the next segment. Or you can maybe try to write it on the chat. I'll try to pick it up. So IPMAT
Okay.
struggling with mocks, not getting marks as per my hard work. Please help. So what should I do? I think there are two parts. Whenever you take mocks, and this is for all of you, since any aptitude preparation exam के लिए mocks become important. And those of you waiting, Sanjay, Shriyansh, Rinki, Siddharth, Shivam, Shreya, if you can give me a signal that you're ready for entering the studio, you'll have to put on your camera for that. Once you put on your camera, I can take you inside. So coming back, so what happens is mocks में बहुत बार क्या होता है कि what your ability is, it is not reflected in your scores. So what you should do in your mocks is you should try to, and first of all understand when you talk about as I told you, any aptitude exam has a preparation cycle where you prepare the basics and then you prepare the you after the basics you prepare you do the mocks, right? So बहुत लोगों के साथ क्या होता है कि वो मॉक्स करते समय उनको वो आउटकम नहीं मिलता है जो उन्होंने बेसिक्स में हार्ड वर्क किया है। तो उस टाइम तुमको सबसे पहले ये मेजर करना चाहिए कि अगर एंड मोस्ट लॉट ऑफ टाइम दैट इज थ्रू ड्यू टू प्रेशर। आई मीन देयर कुड बी टू रीजंस व्हाई मॉक स्कोर्स आर म्यूटेड एंड म्यूटेड मॉक स्कोर्स हो गया तो एज यू नो फंस गए तो बहुत बुरा आई मीन बहुत बुरा हाल होता है प्रिपरेशन में कि पूरा मैंने तैयारी किया उसके बाद मेरा स्कोर नहीं आ रहा है। सो यू आर स्टार्टिंग टू गिव अप ऑन योर ड्रीम ऑफ द कॉलेज यू आर लुकिंग एट because ultimately mock scores is what will count. You'll score approximately the similar score as the mock scores. तो सपोज किसी एग्जाम में मेरे को 100 स्कोर करना था, मेरा टारगेट था 100 स्कोर करने का और मेरा 70-75 स्कोर पे फंस गया स्कोर। तो दो कारण से फंस सकता है वो। एक कारण हो सकता है कि तुम्हारा एक्चुअल एबिलिटी 120 स्कोर करने का है लेकिन अंडर प्रेशर तुम 70 के ऊपर नहीं जा पा रहे हो। और दूसरा कारण है कि तुम एक्चुअल एबिलिटी तुम्हारा 70-75 का है, तुम और इसलिए तुम फंसे हो वहां पे। तो तुमको मेजर करना पड़ेगा इसमें से कौन सा वाला है। नहीं तो क्या होगा कि ये वाला प्रॉब्लम है और तुम उसको सॉल्व कर रहे हो, तो यू नो व्हाट हैपेंस, राइट? ये वाला प्रॉब्लम है तुम उसको सॉल्व कर रहे हो, किसी को प्यास लगी है तो उसको तुम खाना खिला रहे हो, उस तरह का बेवकूफी कर रहे हो तुम। So you have to understand which of these two problems are happening because of which your scores are muted and then solve that problem. अगर तुम्हारा without pressure score, if you take out away the pressure or you just make sure एक तो होता है मॉक स्कोर का, एक तो मॉक का स्कोर आता है और दूसरा होता है कि अगर तुम टाइम लिमिट हटा दो तो तुम कितना स्कोर कर सकते हो उस पेपर में। सो ट्राई टू फाइंड दैट एंड अगर तुम्हारा प्रेशर हटाने के बाद तुम्हारा स्कोर अच्छा आ रहा है और तुमको 100 का टारगेट था, तुमको 120 नंबर आ रहे हैं, तो तुम पहले फिर देन यू फाइंड आउट कि स्पीड कैसे बढ़ाना है और उसको उसी चीज को अंडर प्रेशर कैसे करना है, ये चीज पे काम करना पड़ेगा। लेकिन अगर तुमको टाइम प्रेशर हटाने के बाद भी स्कोर 70 ही आ रहा है तो दैट मीन्स कि तुमको थोड़ा सा काम करना पड़ेगा ऑन एबिलिटी, कि तुमको बिना प्रेशर के 120 स्कोर करना आना चाहिए, तभी तुम विद प्रेशर 100 को स्कोर कर पाओगे। जैसे मेरा स्कोर, इफ आई टेक माय कैट एग्जांपल्स, whenever I take the CAT, मेरा स्कोर 130 के आसपास होता है और 198 मार्क्स करंट पैटर्न जो है। तो 130 और 198 अगर मेरे को आता है तो मेरा एक्चुअल पोटेंशियल जो है ना, पोटेंशियल स्कोर 150 160 है। अगर टाइम लिमिट हटा दो और प्रेशर हटा दो ऑफ द टिकिंग क्लॉक, आई विल बी एबल टू स्कोर 160 170 और 198। तो 170 में स्कोर कर सकता हूँ विदाउट टाइम प्रेशर एंड विद दिस थिंग। मेरा नॉलेज स्कोर 170 है तो मेरा एक्चुअल परफॉर्मेंस स्कोर 130 होता है। सो ये एंड परफॉर्मेंस स्कोर विल टिपिकली बी 80% ऑफ नॉलेज स्कोर। सो जस्ट रिमेंबर दैट, राइट? सो शिवम, आओ तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन।
यस सर। सर मैं ऑडिबल?
या यू ऑडिबल? यस
सर मैंने अभी इस साल कैट दिया था 91%। और सर मैं अभी फाइनल ईयर में हूँ, थर्ड ईयर इकोनॉमिक्स ऑनर्स कर रहा हूँ। तो सर मेरा 4 इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट अभी कन्वर्ट हुआ है और अभी IIM बोधगया और जम्मू का रिजल्ट आना बाकी। तो सर मैं रिपीट करूँ कि मैं मतलब इन 3 कॉलेजेस में ले लूँगा?
तुम्हारा ग्रेजुएशन कब हुआ है?
ग्रेजुएशन सर अभी हुआ नहीं है, अभी होगा अगले महीने।
तो रिपीट कर सकते हो। अगर ग्रेजुएशन नहीं हुआ है तो रिपीट कर सकते हो, ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
और होता क्या है कि यू शुड नॉट जंप इनटू बी स्कूल। बी स्कूल क्या है ना, ग्रेजुएशन के एनी टाइम आफ्टर as you pass graduation or 2-3 years within your graduation of graduating, you can join a B school आराम से। There's no, it's not a getting out of college course। जैसे 12th के बाद अगर तुम ग्रेजुएशन नहीं गए थे डायरेक्टली, कुछ लोग होते हैं ना कि इंजीनियरिंग का तैयारी कर लिए और कुछ कर लिए, तो जिंदगी भर तुमको वो सवाल पूछा जाएगा क्या कर रहे थे 2 साल एक साथ। मतलब और हिलेरियस नोट, अगर तुम मरने वाले हो और लास्ट 5 मिनट तुम्हारे लाइफ के बचे हैं तो कोई आके पूछेगा बेटा ये बता दो जाने के पहले कि तुम वही 2 साल क्या किया। सो दैट क्वेश्चन विल बी देयर थ्रू योर लाइफ। जहां भी जाओगे वो क्वेश्चन आएगा कि 2 साल क्या किया था। बट MBA के लिए वो नहीं होता है, राइट? It is not this thing because MBA is something people do 10 years after graduation also.
Yes.
So that one factor. So then the other factors you consider is कि have you given it your best shot? अपना best shot दिया है और अगर and of course the 2 free attempts for MBA are while doing graduation. It's good you have taken your first attempt during your graduation. So while doing graduation is a free attempt, and 1 year after the year of graduating is also a free attempt. उसके बाद थोड़ा हिसाब आने लगता है कि क्या कर रहे थे तुम, है ना? तब अभी तक तुमको इस साल के अटेम्प्ट तक तुमको फ्रेशर ही माना जाएगा। सो यू हैव गॉट अ फ्री अटेम्प्ट दिस ईयर, तो इसको तो दे ही दो एंड इससे बेटर ही आएगा। मतलब अगर तुम 4 और इसकी बात कर रहे हो तो नेक्स्ट ईयर भी ये कॉलेजेस तो अगले साल ही मिल जाएंगे, है ना? सो और 4 तुम 4 से पास आउट करना है या IIM जम्मू से पास आउट करना है, 24 पास आउट है कि 25 पास आउट, तुम्हारे करियर में कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, ठीक है? सो जस्ट रिमेंबर दिस।
यस सर। एक
हाँ
सर IIT गाजियाबाद का ड्यूअल कंट्री प्रोग्राम मिला, तो उसका आपको फीडबैक मतलब
ड्यूअल कंट्री प्रोग्राम्स ठीक है, मतलब दे आर ओके, बट नॉट दी, आई मीन देखो व्हेन यू गो टू एन MBA you are typically looking at what the learning processes that happen in MBA. सत्यम तुमको भी ले लिया मैंने। हाय सत्यम, वेलकम। एंड सिद्धार्थ,
गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग सत्यम। एंड हाय सिद्धार्थ, वेलकम टू द सेशन। सो yeah, so coming back to this thing, so what are the key reasons you do an MBA? You do an MBA because you want to learn, you want to improve your quality of thinking, you want to improve your quality of decision making, performance under pressure, you want to transform yourself as an individual. So MBA has a very transformative experience, right? So this transformative experience happens because of the atmosphere there, it happens because of the teachers who are teaching you, it happens because of the kind of exposure you get. It also happens because of the kind of people who are looking. You learn a lot from the batch. Or batch से learning is not just limited to the 2 years at the B school. B school का learning तो खत्म हो जाएगा 2 साल में। Batch के साथ तो तुम connected रहोगे हमेशा। और हम लोग के टाइम तो हम लोग we lost connection, उसके 10 साल बाद WhatsApp, Facebook आया तो we got connected again. But वो सबसे बड़ा जो मेरे हिसाब से the biggest advantage of going to a top B school is the peer group you get. मेरा अपना personal case study अगर मैं देखूं तो I could have, मतलब if I had just been an engineering graduate from my MIT Pune college जहाँ से मैं था, तो 10 years ago I had done more than most 99.9% of the students there would ever achieve. 10 years ago I had reached that point. But why do I work? Because if I compare myself to my IIM batchmates, you realize that they are, I mean, you're just about evening out with them. You're better, you're in the top 20%, but you're not kind of outclass them in their careers in that sense. और अगर तुम काम करना बंद कर दोगे तो अगले 10 साल में वो कहीं और चले जाएंगे. So that's one of the reasons it pushes you right through your life. So whatever program you join, make sure that you're very conscious, much more than who's teaching me, what the faculty are, what the infrastructure is. Much more than that, also look at the kind of batch profile you're getting. So try to find. So when you're considering a B school, जैसे तुम IMT Ghaziabad DCP का बात किया, but this applies as a general principle to any B school. When you're joining, when you take that call, थोड़ा सा वहाँ के current students के बारे में समझो and try to feel that would you love to be with that group, or do you want a better group? So obviously, the better your B school is, the better group you'll get to. The better peer group you have. So peer group is very, very critical. And I'm not even talking about alumni networks and all those things. वो सब तो अगर यूज करना स्टार्ट कर दो तो कुछ और ही हो जाएगा. I'm just talking about the plain inspiration you get कि उसने ये कर दिया है तो मैं भी उससे उतना ही अच्छा हूँ, कैंपस में भी उतना ही अच्छा था तो मैं क्यों नहीं कर सकता. So just that inspiration if you take. If you start using alumni networks etc., then it becomes much better. So in that context, मेरा जो personal perception, it might be a perception. Dual country programs will not attract the best talent in terms of people who will be there. एक पॉइंट पे तुम जाके अगर 2-3 साल ट्राई कर लिया हो, तुम्हारा प्रोफाइल बिगड़ रहा है, उसके कारण तुमको ज्वाइन करना है कि ये बेस्ट मिला तब ज्वाइन कर लो, दैट्स फाइन, बट नॉट एट योर स्टेज. ठीक है, जब तुम विद इन ग्रेजुएशन हो या जस्ट पास आउट ग्रेजुएशन हो, एट दैट टाइम आई वुड नॉट टेक अ डुअल कंट्री प्रोग्राम. ठीक है, मेरे को बाहर पढ़ना है तो बाहर चले जाऊंगा, आई विल गो टू अ बी स्कूल आउटसाइड एंड स्टडी. राइट, ठीक है, थैंक्स. यस सत्यम बोलो. हाँ
यस सर, गुड इवनिंग सर. सर मैं बीबीए कर रहा हूँ सर, अभी लास्ट सेमेस्टर है मेरा सर. एंड लाइक 8 CGPA 7.9 CGPA सर मेरा एवरेज अभी चल रहा है. एंड सर 10th इज 6.8 CGPA एंड 12th इज 60%. सो कैन आई सर IIMs पॉसिबल है कि नहीं है सर? लाइक व्हाट परसेंटाइल?
Ahmedabad you ruled out because Ahmedabad is not possible unless you are if you are general student.
Yes sir.
Because वो लोग सीधा लिख देते हैं कि 80% चाहिए 10-12.
हाँ सर, I saw that on their website.
तो लेकिन मेरा एक थंब रूल है बेसिकली, जो भी तुम सोचते हो कैन आई गेट देयर और नॉट, एक बेसिक थंब रूल है कि अगर तुम्हारा एलिजिबिलिटी हो रहा है तो तुमको चांस है. Right? Even at the interview stage, people ask me this question कि मेरा प्रोफाइल है कि मेरे को चांस है क्या. So I have sat in interviews at top B schools and I have selected people who have got bad profiles because I liked what I saw with them when I discussed those 10-15 minutes with them. Right? So एक advantage है Indian B schools का उस context में कि they give you a chance at an interview. International B schools सिर्फ प्रोफाइल से ले लेते हैं. तुम्हारा 10-12 देखेंगे, ग्रेजुएशन देखेंगे, तुम्हारा essays देखेंगे, उस पर डिसाइड कर लेते हैं. Even now, when they can easily do Zoom interviews, they don't spend time on that. They take it on that process only. So you get a chance to explain away things. So if you can do that, it's perfectly okay. You can get through.
Sir, so like I'm a general category से हूँ, तो how much percentile should I, मतलब like a commerce graduate, so how much percentile should I, मैं कितना percentile?
जो तुम्हारे हाथ में है उसमें खराब क्यों टारगेट करो?
सर आई एम अनएबल टू हियर यू.
जो तुम्हारे हाथ में उसे मिनिमाइज क्यों टारगेट, मिनिमम क्यों टारगेट करो, उसे मैक्सिमम टारगेट करो.
हाँ सर, मैक्सिमम की बात बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि सर देयर आर लॉट ऑफ मतलब मिथ्स हैं कि सर कॉमर्स के बच्चों को कम लेते हैं एंड इंजीनियर ग्रेजुएट्स को ज्यादा लेते हैं.
कॉमर्स ग्रेजुएट्स हैव अ बिग एडवांटेज दीस डेज. लास्ट 5-7 साल में उन्होंने नॉन इंजीनियर्स को लेने में they have started keeping them as a separate category of students and because they want to encourage the batch profile also to be more
the diversity also.
Yes, पहले क्या होता था कि everybody is put into one box, so engineers obviously do better at CAT and there's no reason for that, लेकिन वो करते हैं better at CAT and they perform better at the CAT, they've got slightly better profiles etc. तो वो आराम से मतलब there were B schools जहाँ पे 100 बच्चे में से 96 इंजीनियर होते थे. Now they've changed the pattern. They changed the selection process completely. They're saying we will cap it at 50 engineers. Right?
And sir, wanted to ask that, sir, मैं weak हूँ, sir. I am weak in maths. So, sir, what should I do, sir? I was listening before you are saying that mechanism वाला part. So, sir, वो ठीक है, sir, but sir हो नहीं पा रहा है, sir. Sir, जैसे basics पे जैसे मैं mocks दे रहा हूँ, because I have joined a particular coaching to crack the CAT. Sir, but mocks sir आ ही नहीं रहा है, sir. नंबर ही नहीं आ रहा है. मतलब क्या करूँ, sir? कुछ समझ
वो all over the place है. तुम्हारा जो प्रोसेस है ना प्रिपरेशन वो ऑल ओवर द प्लेस रहा है. तुम क्या करो ना, पहले मैकेनिक्स को ठीक करो मैथ्स में.
ओके सर. तो सर एकदम बेसिक्स से जाओ, एकदम बेसिक्स से.
बेसिक्स में भी स्कूल में बेसिक्स में जाओगे तो क्लास 6 के बुक में जाओगे तो आई वाज टेकिंग दिस कोर्स ऑन एनसीईआरटी मैथ्स फॉर माय माइंड ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स. तो उसमें मैं देख रहा था कि पहले एक चैप्टर में होल नंबर्स पढ़ा रहे हैं, अगले चैप्टर में ज्योमेट्री पढ़ा रहे हैं. वो तो और कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाता है.
यस सर.
So what you have to do is you have to cluster the chapters together. तो तुम स्कूल वाले बुक्स में जाओगे तो तुमको मैकेनिक्स वाले चैप्टर अपने आप दिख जाएंगे. फैक्टर्स ऑफ अ नंबर, प्राइम फैक्टर्स ऑफ अ नंबर, एचसीएफ कैसे निकलता है, एलसीएम कैसे निकलता है, दीज आर द मैकेनिक्स. एक साइमल्टेनियस इक्वेशन का सॉल्यूशन कैसे निकलता है. अगर दो इक्वेशंस हैं तो तीन इक्वेशंस, तीन अननोन्स हैं तो कैसे निकलता है सॉल्यूशन. तीन इक्वेशन है, दो अननोन है तो दो इक्वेशन है, तीन अननोन है तो मल्टीपल पॉसिबल सिचुएशन बनता है. तो ऐसे केस में क्या होता है, तो ये सब मैकेनिक्स तुमको समझना पड़ेगा. कोई पता अनफॉर्चुनेटली योर मोस्ट टीचर्स just copy each other and hence nobody thinks original in terms of the way they teach things. Right now CAT का I can give you this thing, and CAT में अगर ये हो रहा है तो बाकी एग्जाम धीरे-धीरे होने लगेगा. CAT का one of favorite question types in the last 5 years has been in maths. दो तीन अननोन दे दिए और दो इक्वेशन दे दिए और तुमको फिर कंडीशनल क्वेश्चन पूछा. Now I have not seen any teacher teaching this across, and since I am pretty senior in this industry, a lot of teachers have told me that मेरे बुक्स पढ़ के टीचर बनेंगे. तो मैंने कोई टीचर को देखा नहीं कि ये बात करते हैं कि how this as a situation, as a mechanical situation, what are the dynamics of this. कि अगर तुम्हारे पास तीन अननोन है, दो इक्वेशन है, how do you handle a situation, what is the structure of that handling. I can show you 10 questions in quants in the last 5 years. 10-15 questions अगर मैं खोजूं नहीं बैठ के off the top of my hand, अगर खोजूंगा तो 20 क्वेश्चन मिलेंगे. और बीआई के हर क्वेश्चन में, हर सेकंड क्वेश्चन में ये चीज होगा, where number of unknowns is more than number of equations. So अगर तुमको मैकेनिक्स कोई तुमने देखा ही नहीं है तो कैसे हैंडल करोगे.
यस सर, ऑफ कोर्स. सही बात है.
So मैकेनिक्स समझना पड़ेगा कि मैकेनिक्स क्या है. I'm just pointing in the direction, in the right direction to see things. And then the other factor is that every chapter has different way of studying. अगर तुम अरिथमेटिक का जो स्टडी पैटर्न है उससे तुम ज्योमेट्री पढ़ लोगे तो कोई भी डिजास्टर होगा. ज्योमेट्री का प्रोसेस प्रिपरेशन कुछ और होगा. It's a different subject. It's not arithmetic. Right? So if you study, and what people do is they study arithmetic and geometry the same way. If you study with the same thing, वही बोला ना. As I said, किसी को प्यास लगी तुम उसको खाना खिलाओगे तो काम थोड़ी करेगा. और प्यास लगी. Right?
Yes sir.
You have to understand these nuances. इनको समझो तो तुमको automatically, मेरे बुक में काफी hints दिया मैंने इसके, लेकिन obviously what you can write in a book is very different from what you can do in a training program. Right? So
I guess that प्रॉब्लम सर पता नहीं सर ये है कि नहीं है, बट मेरे को लगता है मेरी प्रॉब्लम वहां भी आएगी कि सर आखिरी मतलब लास्ट टाइम आई स्टडीड मैथ्स वाज इन क्लास 10.
तो ठीक है
सर उसके बाद से सर छुआ भी नहीं है. एंड सर
एक एनालॉजी देता हूं in terms of why this thought is very wrong.
Yes sir.
एनालॉजी में देता हूं. Last time I studied biology was class 10th.
Yes sir.
Now as a graduate, if I pick up biology of class 10th to study, पर मैं बोलता हूँ class 10 biology पढ़ लो तो मेरे को कितना टाइम लगेगा, कितना एफर्ट लगना चाहिए. As a graduate student मेरा अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेटर हुआ कि नहीं?
Yes sir.
तो क्लास 10 का बायोलॉजी पढ़ने में हमको दिक्कत होगा क्या?
नहीं सर, नहीं होगा. आप
मैथ्स में होगा.
यस सर.
ये धारणा ही गलत है. ये एक 7 साल से मैथ्स पढ़ रहा है तो 7 साल से तो बायोलॉजी छोड़ा हुआ है, 7 साल से केमिस्ट्री भी छोड़ा हुआ है। तो क्लास 9 का केमिस्ट्री बुक, क्लास 8 का केमिस्ट्री बुक कितने साल के बच्चे के लिए लिखा होता है?
Yes, sir. Getting the point.
12 साल के बच्चे के लिए लिखा होता है क्लास 8 का केमिस्ट्री बुक.
Yes,
For a 12-year-old kid. So when a graduate student of 20 years reads a book written for 12-year kids, तुम जाओ स्टोरी वाले किसी बुक शॉप में चले जाओ, स्टोरी बुक्स वाले कलेक्शन में चले जाओ और 12 साल वाला एज ग्रुप वाला स्टोरी बुक्स उठा के पढ़ो. देखो तुमको क्या लगेगा, you'll see यार ये तो बहुत अच्छा लगा. Because it's written for a 12-year-old kid.
yes, sir.
ठीक है? I hope you got the point.
Sir, sir, last question, sir. Sir, like sir, शेड्यूल का क्या होगा सर? जैसे शेड्यूल नहीं बन पा रहा सर, जैसे पढ़ाई का मतलब सर डिवाइड जिसे कहते हैं ना सर कि मैथ कॉन्ट्स के लिए, DILR के लिए सर, इंग्लिश के लिए सर शेड्यूल नहीं बन पा रहा है सर. सो हाउ टू टैकल दैट सर? वो समझ में नहीं आ रहा मेरे को.
मेरे वीडियोस देखे नहीं पुराने तुम लगता है. मैं फॉलो करो चाहूंगा. I have talked about this.
Sir, I am a follower, sir. I know I am a recent follower, but I am following you.
ठीक है. शेड्यूल में सबसे बड़ा गलती होता है ना कि टाइम ड्रिवन शेड्यूल बनाते हैं. मैं बनाता हूँ कि आज मैं 3 घंटा मैथ्स पढ़ूंगा. डोंट मेक अ टाइम ड्रिवन शेड्यूल, मेक अ टास्क ड्रिवन शेड्यूल. इस हफ्ते में ये काम करूंगा. डिफाइन द वर्क. और उसके बाद जितना काम अब तुम जिस दिन मतलब तुम लोग खुद देखते हो व्हेन द एग्जाम कम्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. तुम्हारा कॉलेज का एग्जाम जब आ जाता है तुम्हारा एफिशिएंसी कितना बढ़ जाता है?
यस सर.
क्यों बढ़ता है? उस टाइम
करना होता है वो तो हुक बाय क्रुक करना ही करना है वो. तो फिर
यू डिसाइड कि आज 15 घंटा पढ़ेंगे, यू डिसाइड कि आज ये सब खत्म करना है.
सर वो तो खत्म करना ही है, घंटे तो फिर नहीं रहते हैं उसमें.
वर्क गेट्स डिफाइंड ना.
यस सर. वर्क.
एक बहुत सिंपल स्ट्रेटजी है लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल होने का कि काम डिफाइन करना स्टार्ट कर दो. टाइम डिफाइन करना बंद कर दो. जो मीडियोकर लोग होते हैं वो टाइम डिपेंडेंट होते हैं. जो ग्रेट पीपल होते हैं वो वर्क डिपेंडेंट होते हैं. राइट. सो विराट कोहली नेट्स में जाएगा तो ही विल नॉट टाइम इसकी मैं 1 घंटे के लिए नेट्स में जा रहा हूँ. वो जाएगा कि मेरे को 2000 कवर ड्राइव मारने हैं इस हफ्ते. वो वर्क डिफाइन करेगा हमेशा. जो मीडियोकर लोग होते हैं वो टाइम होता है कि अच्छा सर ने बोला है 1 घंटा करो, कोच ने बोला 1 घंटा नेट्स में जाओ तो 1 घंटा में टाइम देख के 1 घंटा में बॉल अगर आ भी रहा है 1 घंटा खत्म हो तो बॉल छोड़ के मैं चला जाऊँ. So this is one of the reasons for a failure in life. चलो सिद्धार्थ, a lot of other people also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks. So
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. Sir, I am a pre-final year student right now. I have very similar profile like Satyam. I am a BBA student. Second year के end में हूँ. My CGPA is around 8. 12th is 83. And 10th is थोड़ा सा slight below 69.96. So the thing is, I have started for GMAT. I am interested in ISB का young. Sorry.
70 भी 69.96 हो गया तो 70 भी हो जाता है थोड़ा सा.
हाँ, it's like 69.8. Very like by 3 marks I missed 70 like that.
मुझे
So
डॉन
I
ब्रैडमैन
have.
की याद है. You know
Sorry?
डॉन ब्रैडमैन स्टोरी. डोनाल्ड ब्रैडमैन की स्टोरी पता है? लास्ट इनिंग्स में he had played 70, I think 52 set test matches. और उसके लास्ट इनिंग्स में
Okay.
he needed to score 4 runs in his last innings. When he
Okay.
if he had scored just 4 runs and got out, he would have had a career average of 100 runs in test matches, right? And
Okay.
he got on 0 in that innings, and that was maybe one of the rare ducks that Don Bradman did. And his batting average, I think, ended up at 99.94 or 96 because of that, right? Because he got out on 0 in his last innings. So तुम्हारा 69.96 सुन के वही लग रहा है.
I feel it sir. बहुत बुरा लगता है सही में.
I know. कोई बात नहीं. Life is lived going forward, not going backwards.
Right.
So
sir, actually, हाँ, पिछले 2 साल में of my undergrad, I have solely focused on my interest in finance. I have like personally profile में extracurriculars में बहुत build up किया है. I have taken sessions, mentored students. Now I am targeting ISB YLP program, Young Leaders program. I have already started for GMAT prep. अगले 3 महीने पूरा focus करके GMAT पे focus कर रहा हूँ. But sir, one question arises sometimes. I want to play out on my strength. That is my profile. So CAT may be not for me. It's मतलब ये thought कभी-कभी खटकता है क्योंकि बहुत ही कट थ्रोट और मार्क्स के बेसिस पे उधर देखा जाता है. So my strength won't be highlighted there in the first stage at least. So should I completely focus myself on GMAT for the like क्योंकि मेरे पास टाइम है अभी. ग्रेजुएशन में भी 1 साल बाकी है।
You should give both exams.
बोथ एग्जाम्स,
है ना?
ओके सर।
देखो,
कभी-कभी डर लगता है कैट से सर।
in general, it is never a good strategy कि इस चीज में, इस रास्ते में डर लग रहा है इसलिए वो रास्ता ले लिया, राइट? उस रास्ते को तुमने एक्सप्लोर ही नहीं किया, उस रास्ते में क्या कठिनाई होंगी, इसलिए तुमको यहाँ पे डर लग रहा है तो इसलिए वहां चले। So that's not the right way to plan a career, है ना? Sometimes you will take things head on. चलो ठीक है, मेरा ये सिचुएशन है, मेरे को नहीं ले रहे हैं हम लोग because of these problems, 10th में मेरा स्कोर परसेंटेज कम है तो मेरे को थोड़ा डिसएडवांटेज है, उसके साथ भी मैं लड़ूंगा, I'll fight it through and I'll take this thing. तो देखो, GMAT becomes, I mean, for MBA entrance, GMAT becomes the exam after 5 years, 7 years of graduation. Even I am Ahmedabad में तुमको अगर executive program करना है तो GMAT score लेते हैं, they don't take the CAT score, right? Although they conduct the CAT, but they take the GMAT score for executive because they want that profile. So 5 years after graduation, GMAT becomes the only exam to take. 5-7 years normally. Although there can be a case where you take the CAT after 5 years of graduation also, but normally it becomes the more popular exam or the more logical exam to take. But at this stage, you should take both the exams.
All right, sir. Is it like some level of priority should be given to like profile-based colleges such as SP Jain and ISB, like for deferred MBA that they provide for pre-final and final year students?
But even through the CAT, you can get to FMS, you can get to XLRI, you can get to other colleges, and you do well there, you will get the same placements. As right? तो तुम्हारा 80 से नीचे आ रहा है, 75 से नीचे आ रहा है एग्रीगेट, दोनों 10-12 मिला के।
हाँ सर, तो 75 से नीचे है।
अच्छा, तो अहमदाबाद is out, अहमदाबाद का PGB प्रोग्राम is out, है ना? So the attitude should be, I'll make them pay for it later.
All right, sir.
Right?
All right.
Because they didn't take me because of one performance dip in this thing. So जब मैं बहुत, when I become very successful in my life, the college which will associate with me, they will feel proud of it and it will be Ahmedabad's loss. That should be the attitude you take.
सर कभी-कभी पता है क्या होता है, like me focusing on my core interest, जैसे अभी CFA भी शुरू किया है, I am giving level 1 in November. So कभी-कभी ऐसा लगता है कुछ लोग ये देख ही नहीं रहे हैं, जो मैं काम मतलब जो मुझे actually पसंद है, जहाँ पे मैं मेहनत कर रहा हूँ. Sometimes people don't even consider it, like colleges or institutions in general.
Don't worry, अपना काम करो, ये हो. और एक फंडामेंटल है जो मैंने लास्ट टाइम हमेशा बताता हूँ, CAT का एग्जाम या MBA, getting into MBA is not like an IAS exam. If you are an IAS officer, you give the IAS exam, you become an IAS officer, you are at the top no matter what you do after that, right? किसी ने IAS नहीं मिला तो स्टेट सर्विस मिल गया तो जिंदगी भर अगले 40 साल तक तुम्हारा सबऑर्डिनेट ही रहेगा। MBA में वैसा नहीं है। तुम अहमदाबाद से पास आउट करो, मैं LL मिश्रा पटना से पास आउट करके I can be your percentage. और कॉर्पोरेट सेक्टर में 3 to 5 years after you are working, the works, तुम जो बोल रहे हो कोई सुनता नहीं है। 3 years after you work, after you start working, it will only be your work which will be speaking, or कुछ nothing else will matter.
Got it, sir. Got it.
Nobody will bother. I am Jammu से, I am Ahmedabad से. ठीक है? So your target should be.
Thank you, sir.
Get to the best possible B school, do well there academically. ठीक है? Topper at I am Jammu will get a better placement than 200 rank at So get to the top B school, become a topper there, get the best placement out of that place, right? Placement statistics देख लो, किसी भी कॉलेज का, अहमदाबाद का एवरेज सैलरी कितना होगा? 25-30 लाख के बीच में होगा एवरेज, और तुम देखो आई एम जम्मू का टॉप सैलरी कितना होगा? 35-40 लाख होगा। So average salary से नीचे आधे लोग तो होंगे। तो जो the guy who got 35 lakhs out of I am Jammu, is he better in a better stage or not?
Yes, definitely.
To convince your recruiters at that point.
Got it.
Right?
Thank you, sir.
So that's, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Welcome to the chat.
हेलो सर। सर मेरे को ये चीज पूछना था कि सर जैसे मैं टाइमिंग का बहुत इशू हो रहा है। टाइमिंग का मतलब जैसे मैं कोई से भी नंबर ले रहा हूँ तो उसको टाइम लिमिट लगा रहा हूँ और उसको सॉल्व कर रहा हूँ। और सर इसमें मेरे को दिक्कत ये आ रही है कि मैं बहुत जल्दी बोर हो जा रहा हूँ और मैं कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ, ये टाइम को अच्छे से फॉलो नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। तो सर कैसे करूँ? टाइम लिमिट तो मैं रख रहा हूँ जिसके वजह से मेरे नंबर बहुत एफिशिएंटली मेरे को समझ में आ रहा है कि हाँ ये चीज़ बताया गया है, और सॉल्व कर भी पा रहा हूँ मैं, मतलब कुछ हद तक का। बट ये ऐसा है कि सर मैं 1 घंटा तक अगर इसको करना चाहूँ तो ये मेरे से नहीं हो पा रहा है
क्या क्या नहीं हो पा रहा है?
सर। मतलब चैप्टर कंप्लीट ही नहीं हो पा रही है। मैं जैसे आज प्रोबेबिलिटी चैप्टर का टारगेट करा था 3 दिनों से।
एक बार में कंप्लीट तो होंगे नहीं ना, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन में तुम सॉल्व नहीं फर्स्ट टाइम।
हाँ सर, ऐसे तो मतलब नंबर कंप्लीट नहीं होगा वो ठीक है सर, बट मैं टाइम को जैसे टाइम लिमिट रख रहा हूँ। वो टाइम लिमिट ऐसा हो रहा है सर, जैसे मैं 5-10 मिनट कुछ क्वेश्चंस मेरा टाइम लिमिट तक का हो है, फिर बाकी कुछ क्वेश्चंस है टाइम लिमिट से बाहर चले जा रहा है।
हाँ वो तो
तो
होंगे,
इसको कैसे करूँ?
वो नेचुरल है।
हाँ सर।
फर्स्ट राउंड में टाइम लिमिट नहीं देखना चाहिए टिपिकली। तो अगर तुमको सपोज मैं एक साल के बच्चे को बोल दूं कि यहाँ से वहां दौड़ के चले जाओ, दौड़ पाएगा क्या? पहले चलना सीखना पड़ेगा तभी दौड़ पाएगा ना, राइट? सो द प्रोसेस इज यू ऑलवेज लर्न टू वॉक फर्स्ट। तो तुमको देयर आर टू पार्ट्स। कोई भी क्वेश्चन टाइप है, कोई भी कुछ भी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हो, फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द प्रिपरेशन is कि तुमको उसको बिना टाइम लिमिट करना आना चाहिए। You should be able to do it. Let's say तुम अगर let's say you're talking about probability, चैप्टर तुम मास्टर करना चाह रहे हो, your first stage of learning is कि तुम 10 मिनट के टाइम लिमिट में हर क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर सकते हो। So once you get to a point where you can solve every question, then you work on speed, right? Otherwise, without learning to walk, you can't work on speed. पहले चलना सीखोगे फिर दौड़ना सीखोगे। Once you reach a point on a chapter कि अब मैं इस चैप्टर में कोई भी क्वेश्चन दे तो मैं सॉल्व कर लेता हूँ, तब सेकंड राउंड में तुम फोकस करते हो ऑन स्पीड, not on the first round.
Yes sir.
That's my approach. ठीक है ना? नहीं तो it is like you are doing the same mistake. You are a small kid who does not to walk और तुम दौड़ने का कोशिश कर रहे हो, नहीं होगा, obviously नहीं होगा। जिसको चलना नहीं आता दौड़ थोड़ी सकता है।
सर बट ऐसा है कि जैसे अगर मैं 3 दिन में कुछ चैप्टर कंप्लीट करना चाह रहा हूँ वो हो नहीं पा रहा है।
नहीं होगा, फर्स्ट राउंड कंप्लीट होगा। चैप्टर कंप्लीशन कैसे डिफाइन करते हो वो भी इशू है। हाउ डू यू डिफाइन चैप्टर कंप्लीशन? चैप्टर कंप्लीशन अगर तुम ये डिफाइन कर रहे हो कि सब क्वेश्चन सॉल्व हो गए मेरे और तुम्हारा करंट एबिलिटी नहीं हो सब क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने वाला, तो कैसे खत्म होगा, राइट? सपोज तुमने लेट्स से टेल मी वन थिंग, लेट्स से एक चैप्टर उठा दो, टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस होता है। तो टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस 100% अलग थॉट प्रोसेस तो कुछ और होगा ना, फ्रॉम समबडी हु इज एट 90% और 80%,
यस सर,
है ना? तो अगर मैं एज अ स्टूडेंट कैलकुलेट करूं कि 3 दिन में इस चैप्टर को पढ़ लूंगा और मैं 100% की तरह सोचने लगूंगा, विल इट हैपन?
नो सर,
नहीं होगा ना। इट इज लाइक सेम थिंग इज लाइक सेइंग दैट मैं क्रिकेट खेलना स्टार्ट करता हूँ आज, बैट तो मेरे पास वही वाला है जो विराट कोहली यूज करता है, मैं भी चलता हूँ चलो नेट्स में, 3 दिन नेट्स के बाद चौथे दिन आईपीएल मैच खेलूंगा। सपोज मेरे को चांस मिल भी गया खेलने का, तो विल आई बी एबल टू बैट लाइक हिम? इट वोंट हैपन। So it is a process. Every chapter is a process. So your process of a chapter cannot be 3 days long. The process of learning of a chapter has to be at least 6 months long. So what you do is your process of preparation in any aptitude exam. This is for all of you. Whether you're preparing for CUT or you're preparing for CSAT or IPMAT or CAT or GMAT or any other exam you're looking at, especially in maths and also in DLR. The process of preparation, first step is to learn how to solve the questions. जैसे इंग्लिश में one of the most common mistakes people make is they start taking mock tests. Why is it a mistake? मैंने mock test लिया, 40 मिनट का mock test लिया verbal section का, I got a score of let's say 25 out of 78 marks in CAT. So अब मैं दूसरा टेस्ट लिया, तीसरा टेस्ट लिया, चौथा टेस्ट लिया, मेरा स्कोर 25 ही है, 25-30 के बीच में फंस गया स्कोर। सो मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ इसको इम्प्रूव करने का, 25 से 30 से मेरे को 40 जाना है, बिकॉज मेरे को नेट स्कोर में 40 चाहिए इंग्लिश में। तो मैं बार बार टेस्ट लेते जा रहा हूँ, मेरा 25 से 30 ही आ गया। तो व्हाट यू नीड टू इन्वेस्टिगेट इसकी 40 मिनट को अगर मैं 80 मिनट कर दूं तो क्या मेरे को 60 नंबर आते हैं? 40 किसको आ पाएगा? हु कैन स्कोर 40 मार्क्स आउट ऑफ 78 मार्क्स in 40 minutes in the verbal section? Somebody who is given the test without time limit, you give him for 2 hours, 2 घंटे में इस टेस्ट को सॉल्व करो, तो उसको 60 नंबर आने चाहिए। तो अगर 2 घंटे में सॉल्व करके तुम 60 नंबर ला सकते हो आउट ऑफ 78 इन द इंग्लिश टेस्ट, तब तुम्हारे पास चांस है कि 40 मिनट में तुम 40 नंबर ला पाओगे। तो तुम अगर 25 से 30 में फंसे हुए हो और तुम टेस्ट करते हो 2 घंटे में या अनलिमिटेड टाइम में तुम टेस्ट करते हो कि सेम टेस्ट अगर अनलिमिटेड टाइम में दूं तो कितना आता है, तो तुम देखते हो कि 30-35 ही आ रहा है, तब तो देयर इज नो चांस तुम कितना भी मॉक टेस्ट ले रहे हो तुम्हारा स्कोर वही फंसने वाला है। तो उस चीज को इन्वेस्टिगेट ही नहीं किया। You investigate that part कि मेरे को अनलिमिटेड टाइम, मेरा एबिलिटी स्कोर क्या है, मेरे को कितना आता है करने, राइट? Once your ability score is 60 and your performance score, the mock score is 25, then you can say कि चलो मेरे को ज्यादा स्कोर करना है तो I need to build my speed, but not before your ability score is 60-65, right? So speed is the second step, not the first step, and it's a logical consequence of knowing something. If you know something to do something, speed will automatically happen. स्पीड के लिए काम नहीं करना होता ज्यादा, ठीक है?
ओके
सो योर प्रोसेस तुम जो जिस तरह डिफाइन कर रहे हो ना 3 दिनों का चैप्टर खत्म करना है, यू कैन से कि एक राउंड खत्म करना है चैप्टर का, द राउंड माइट इन्वॉल्व कि आई एम नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व 30% क्वेश्चंस, आई विल कम बैक टू दोस क्वेश्चंस लेटर।
सर बट ऐसे अगर टाइम लिमिट नहीं रखे तो चैप्टर एक हफ्ता भी लग जाए,
एक हफ्ता मतलब 3 दिन में खत्म करके आगे बढ़ जाओ दूसरे चैप्टर पे, उस चैप्टर में वापस आना 2 महीने बाद। Open chapters, don't close chapters. Don't close your learning. Open the learning and keep it open for 6 months. ठीक है ना? और ये नेचुरल है, मतलब देखो, if I pick up, suppose मेरा skill level 80-85% है IPMAT quants में, let's say time split distance chapter में skill level 85% है, तो मैं जब क्वेश्चन उठाऊंगा, अगर 100 क्वेश्चन का सेट उठाता हूँ, तो under what circumstances will I be able to solve all 100 questions? There can be only 2 circumstances. If somebody picks up 100 questions on a chapter, 2 ही circumstance हो सकता है जिसमें वो सब 100 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लेगा फर्स्ट गेम में। एक circumstance हो सकता है कि he's as good as he needs to be, so he does not need to prepare. दूसरा circumstance हो सकता है where you can solve all the questions. The other circumstance can only be when the question bank is too easy. 85 परसेंटाइल के नीचे वाला क्वेश्चन बैंक तब तुमसे सब सॉल्व हो जाएगा। तो तुम 85 परसेंटाइल पे हो और 100 परसेंटाइल वाला क्वेश्चन बैंक तुम उठा के कर रहे हो, तो इट्स नेचुरली विल नॉट सॉल्व सम क्वेश्चंस। उसका अप्रोच ये नहीं है कि उसको 2 दिन में खत्म करना है, उसका अप्रोच है कि यू कम बैक टू दोस क्वेश्चंस, ठीक है? दैट्स द
उसको आधे में छोड़ के रख देना है क्या?
आगे नेक्स्ट टाइम 2 महीने बाद, 1 महीने बाद आओ, 1 महीने बाद लौट के आओ वापस। या श्रेयांश, सूरज ना?
Yes. So, hi sir. So, thanks for giving one opportunity to talk to you. So, I've been reading your starting with, I think I read with the aptitude test. So currently I'm working in a IT company. So having 5+ years experience. So my question is, sir, so how should I go with? Currently I'm confused with whether to go with the GMAT just to switch a career in the managerial section. You know, sorry, my work ex, I will complete 5 years in this August. So I'm just confused because I'm working as a data engineer, so senior data engineer in IT company, reputed company in India. So I'm just confused. I'm just wondering. So because I am going forward, like I had a CAT very bad score last December, so I wanted to give a CAT. So yes, it was a self preparation. So I'm just confused whether to.
CAT is still relevant for you. देखो, the general thumb rule is during graduation and 3 to 4 years till after 3 years till after graduation, exclusively CAT is the exam to give. 8 years after graduation, GMAT becomes the exam to give. 7-8 years after graduation, GMAT becomes MBA, the exam to give to go to a BC. Between 3 to 7, 3 to 5, 6, the spectrum starts, the importance of the CAT starts reducing, GMAT starts increasing. But in that time frame, both exams are reasonably important, right? You can take a call between the 2 exams, so you can actually work on both the exams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the preparation of one helps the other, so it does not matter much in terms of बहुत ज़्यादा deviation नहीं कि GMAT के लिए prepare कर रहा हूँ तो CAT के लिए preparation दूसरे route पे होगा. It's not that.
Okay. So
है ना?
अभी प्रिपेयर करेंगे तो मतलब कितना टाइम, लाइक 3 months or something सर फॉर अ GMAT?
GMAT normally takes 3 to 4 months of preparation. है ना?
Okay.
उसी के साथ CAT का GMAT में एक बहुत बड़ा misconception है. People have been asking me for GMAT videos, मैं करने वाला हूँ. GMAT में एक बहुत बड़ा misconception है कि मैथ्स उतना नहीं पढ़ना. But अगर तुमको 51 बैंड हिट करना है GMAT में, जो the highest scores and points, you want to go above 47, 48, the kind of questions you get are really tough. Right? So what happens is जो उसको solve नहीं कर पाता है उसका score गिर जाता है. GMAT progressive difficulty level पे exam है. So what happens is कि अगर एक क्वेश्चन में difficult solve कर पाए, CAT में क्या होता है कि 4 क्वेश्चन लगातार difficult आ जाएंगे उसको. Because the paper is fixed. In GMAT it adapts. तुमसे solve नहीं हुआ तो वो समझता है कि अगले वाला क्वेश्चन इसके औकात के बाहर है. तो इसको नीचे वाले औकात वाला क्वेश्चन. So फिर वो एक बार तुम गलती कर देते हो तो तुम वो difficult क्वेश्चन देखते नहीं. तो अगर GMAT में तुमको 48, 49, 50, 51 बैंड के आसपास पहुंचना है तो questions are I have seen questions which are more difficult than what CAT requires to take. CAT में the difficult questions are 4-5 steps, and GMAT I've seen 7-step questions in cons at that level, at the highest level, if you hit the highest band. So वो misconception है about GMAT preparation. And बहुत लोग मैं ये भी I hear this also from a lot of college students कि CAT में maths मुश्किल इसलिए GMAT देते. ये वही हो गया, रोड ए पे कठिनाई है तो इसलिए रोड बी पे चला था. कितने दिन भागोगे लाइफ में, राइट? सो दैट इज माय अप्रोच टू दैट. तो तुम्हारे लिए आई थिंक इट्स राइट नाउ इट्स इन द ग्रे जोन. यू कैन टेक बोथ द एग्जाम्स.
Okay. So ideal time to give GMAT is so
I think August September should be an ideal time. July August. तो थोड़ा सा you will have to work out कि कौन से कोर्सेज के लिए अप्लाई करना है और उनका डेडलाइंस क्या है, व्हाट आर द डेडलाइंस, तो वो फिर शॉर्टलिस्ट करके करो. ठीक है, बिकॉज when you take the GMAT you start thinking this way, which country and which colleges am I targeting. So you then make a short list. Okay, these are the 5 countries I'm going to go to. इंडिया में CAT क्या है, CAT में सिर्फ कॉलेज सोचते हो कि कौन सा कॉलेज जाना है. When you talk about GMAT, the process of decision making about which college I want to go to starts with okay, which countries am I okay. Right, so okay, you say कि US, Europe में these 3 countries, Australia, New Zealand, Southeast Asia, you decide कि okay, these 8-10 countries I'm willing to go to. Then what are the top 5 B schools or top 20 B schools in US and top 5 US में top 20 में जा सकते हो, ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाओगे तो top 3 में जाना पड़ेगा. तो वो फिर then you shortlist that. And then based on that,
understood. I'm planning only in India, so I'm not going abroad. So maybe EPG we have right.
India plan कर रहे हो तो ISB है, फिर the executive programs of the B schools are there. But why I said कि 7-8 years plus में GMAT exclusive हो जाता है, because if you go to the ISB regular program, तो वहाँ पे तुम देखोगे average work experience will be 7-8 9. तुम अगर 4 साल के work experience साथ जाओगे तो तुम बच्चे रहोगे. ठीक है ना. और तुम 5 साल के एक्सपीरियंस के साथ IIM में जाओगे तो तुम you will be like a grandfather to everybody. ठीक है, because बाकी लोग सब बच्चे दिखेंगे. तो वहाँ जाओगे तो तुम वहाँ बच्चे रहोगे. So that's why you are in that gray zone, right? So you can justify an interview why I want to join a regular MBA also, and you can justify an interview why I want to do executive. So both, you got the best of both worlds there. ठीक है.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
I hope I answered your question.
Yes.
I hope you like the channel and what we are doing on the channel. We have taken it upon ourselves to give you a lot of content here. Do follow us.
Sure, sir. I've been following you. Yes.
Chalo, thanks. So,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. Tell me. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, actually, I am following you since a very long time, and sir, I literally liked your content. So, sir, I have a small doubt that, sir, currently I am in 3rd year of my BTech in mechanical field, and sir, my grades in 10th were 88%, and till my 3rd year I have maintained nearly about 81% in BTech. But my 12th grades are little bit low, like it's 66% only in PC in overall. So, sir, now I am confused. Like, should I opt for CAT right now as a fresher, or should I gain some practical exposure of 2-3 years and then go for CAT?
की बात हो रही थी कि once you have taken the CAT window, the taking CAT window is your final year of graduation to 3 years after graduation is an exclusive CAT window, and you got 2 free attempts in the final year and the first year after that, है ना, the year you pass out. ये 2 free attempts हैं because इसमें तुम्हारा प्रोफाइल बहुत ज़्यादा सवाल नहीं पूछ सकता. ठीक है, तुमने एक्स्ट्रा क्लास क्या किया, कोर क्लास क्या किया, रीडिंग हैबिट्स क्या, but they don't have a question like कि आपने क्या कर रहे थे. So the problem that happens is it is perfectly okay you say that I'll work for 2 years then I'll give this exam. But the problem that happens is that CAT is not just about preparation, it's also about performing under pressure. So when you say okay, I'm going to give I want to do an MBA after 2 years after graduation, you are putting too much pressure yourself कि इसी साल घुसना है होगा. Because you can have only a 2-year window, 2 years experience or 3 years experience. 3 के बाद 4-5 साल 6 साल का experience होने लगता है तो you start, as I said, तुम दादाजी बनने लगते हो batch में.
Yeah, right.
So then you're starting to become misfit in that batch. So what happens, and you can't predict when you will get through.
Yeah, correct.
Especially as I was mentioning last time, when I was preparing for CAT, my logic was straight. I am Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta.
Yeah.
XMRI and Jamnagar Bajaj. 5 colleges I had shortlisted. उस time ज़्यादा colleges थे भी नहीं, but I just shortlisted 5 colleges. Engineering तो कैसे भी कर लिया मैंने अपने private engineering college से, तो MBA में compromise नहीं करूँगा.
Yeah.
And once I started realizing that I can score mock scores and all, and my mock scores were at that time highest in Pune, Bombay zone. I think there are just a couple of people at IIT Bombay who were scoring equal to me. Otherwise, Pune, Bombay. I was in Pune at that time, so I was getting highest mock scores in the town. Across all institutes. So I knew that मेरे को CAT clear करना आ गया है. So I had told myself कि I'll give myself 5 attempts for CAT and I'll go only to these colleges. So the moment if I had told myself कि 2 साल बाद करूँगा तो मैं ये पहले 2 free attempts को ऐसे मुफ्त में बांट दिया मैंने और I lost them. So that's the problem that happened. So don't waste that time. So even if your sweet spot of an MBA is 2024-26 batch, even if that is your sweet spot, 22 में CAT देना तुमको 24 CAT के लिए भी help करेगा.
Okay.
है ना?
Yeah. So, but actually, my aim is that since I haven't done my BTech from a very good college or a tier 1 college, it's just a simple college from Delhi only. But sir, I am aiming for a tier 1 college for MBA so that I can have a good degree with me.
You should do that.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's right. That's correct to aim it that way.
So sir, since my grades are low in 12th, so definitely it would be affecting my overall profile. So will the WorkX help me or
it will help you as you start getting WorkX. It will help you gain some points.
Okay. So sir, actually I may be confused. Can you give me a certain path? Like, should I go for WorkX or should I prepare for CAT these days?
Once you finish your graduation, pick up a job, and start giving CAT during final year.
Okay.
CAT का preparation start कर दो और WorkX से start कर दो उसको. Till you get to your 5 or 10 college का list. 10 college का list बना दो. ठीक है.
Yeah. And so
जैसे मुझसे लोग पूछते हैं कि ABC क्यों नहीं, L क्यों नहीं.
Yeah.
वो कहानी सुना है ना? Jack Welch ने क्या किया when he joined GE as CEO.
Okay.
This story when he joined GE as CEO. GE was do all kinds of businesses. वो दुनिया में हर काम करता था. GE, General Electric. Jack Welch ने क्या in the first week of joining he announced कि we are getting out of these businesses. ठीक है. वो करीब आधे businesses को have off कर दिया. Lot of people, huge corporates में huge kind of pain point for everybody कि बहुत pain हुआ red notices, pink slips मिले लोगों को. So there was a huge uproar across, and GE was a multinational corporation working around 1,800 countries. So governments and prime minister started calling up and etc. तो एक press conference में Jack Welch से पूछा गया कि what was your decision, what was your logic for this decision to hive off these businesses? Jack Welch का logic था कि in any business if you are not number 1, 2 or 3, if you're not number 1, 2 or 3, we will not be in that business. We are getting out of that business.
Yeah.
We'll only be in the business in which we are number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Yeah.
Press
Sure.
conference में सवाल पूछा गया कि Mr. Welch, why not number 4? ठीक है, you're saying 1, 2, 3, why not 4?
Yeah.
Should have been 1, 2, 3, 4, or it could have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Jack Welch's classic answer was because 4 is not 1, 2, 3.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have to have a point where you said that this is my cutoff, इसके नीचे नहीं जाऊंगा.
So that's the main aim in my hand also. So I'm aiming top 5 MBA colleges in India, if possible. And sir, but the doubt is that like I am Ahmedabad and all, I don't think like there would be a percentage criteria, na, sir, that I am not able to achieve in my 12th. So I got only 68%, 67% in my 12th.
10, 12,
That's
80 plus नहीं है, engineer हो तो 10, 12, 80 plus नहीं है average.
10th sir 88 है 10th में, 12th में
average तो 80 के नीचे आ जाएगा ना 10th और 12th का.
हाँ 77.
हाँ तो Ahmedabad is out. But then focus on other things which are where you're not out.
Okay. And sir, will
you're not out.
WorkX help me to achieve Ahmedabad?
No, because it's a qualifying criteria unless they change it.
Okay.
It's a qualifying criteria for this thing. They say that तुम 100 percentile भी ला दो, उनका अगर वो check करते हो, even if you get a 100 percentile,
yeah,
they will not call you if you don't have 80% plus. It's a mandatory.
Okay.
ठीक है?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Nice talking with you.
अहमदाबाद ही जाना है तुमको तो पहले किसी भी स्कूल से बी या सी से या कहीं और से तुम जो लिस्ट बनाते हो वहां से एमबीए कर लो, बाद में 5-7 साल बाद एग्जीक्यूटिव एमबीए कर लेना अहमदाबाद से. वहां पे सब क्राइटेरिया
Yeah.
है ना?
Yeah.
Always do that.
I look upon that too.
Don't get too disappointed about it.
Sure.
ठीक है ना?
Thank you, sir. Nice talking with you.
Right, thanks. So I'll take some questions from the chats. There are a lot of questions which are not answered, so I'll pick up some questions before I take Varun and Rushil in. And they are the last 2 people I'm taking in because we are grossly overshot time. Varun, Rushil, Harsh, and Shreya. Harsh and Shreya, if you can open your camera, then I'll take you in a little bit later. So Madhav Kabra, 130 consistently, last 10 mocks. Will I score approx that in CAT? Is there surety? Surety you'll have to ensure, Madhav. It will depend on how you perform on the day. So there are cases where Don Bradman भी zero per out होके आ जाता है. So that can happen on the day. But more or less, if you can control your emotions, you should normally score what you're scoring in the mocks. So it doesn't matter much that way. So why do investment banks? Gav has been asking me this question for some time. Why do investment banks prefer freshers? They prefer freshers because they don't want preconceived notions in their this thing. So वो थोड़ा youngsters को लेते हैं, वो 3 साल experience, 5 साल experience वालों को नहीं लेते हैं normally. So you take a Citibank or you take any of these investment banks, वो लोग freshers या less than 1 year, less than 2 years experience define करते हैं. So it's a selection criteria because they feel that people who are I don't know, not ask them, but maybe they feel that's what my perception is. That maybe they feel that people who have been working in some industry या कुछ software में काम करते हैं तो they become a little bit inflexible and not trainable. And freshers are better trainable. That's why they take freshers more. Satyendra has been asking me this question quite a bit. What my graduation will be? We complete on May 22, appear for CAT first time. Yeah, CAT 22, May 22. People who are passing in 22, giving CAT 22 will be considered freshers at the time of taking the CAT. But at the time of giving the interviews, you will have to account for what you were doing for the last 5-6 months. So, but I put out a video for this on should I leave my job वाला वीडियो. उसको देख लो, उसमें मैंने बताया लॉजिक कि जुलाई तक वो WorkX देखते हैं, right? CATs once Siddharth, once you are this question from Siddharth, once you are in the D school, Siddharth, it doesn't matter. Your PPOs and your placement depend on your performance in the B school. 10, 12 is not looked at. Graduation is not looked at, right? Fresher ST category 997. I think you got a chance. All I am ABC, FMS. You got a chance in all of them. Aman. Shishant says graduated in 2020 December, gave CAT 21, completing 3 internship, got 90, thought well will give again 22 with job. I couldn't find any job. Now continue confused job और prep. बीच में भी है ना कि प्रोफाइल बिल्ड कर लो. तो प्रोफाइल बिल्डिंग का वीडियो जो मैंने बनाया था उसको देख लो सुशांत. Take tips from there. Right, Krishna, mechanical engineer, want to start my startup in future. Should I go to IIM for MBA or MTech for IIT for getting knowledge on startup? I think MBA will give you more of a business perspective. IIT will hone your technical skills. So it depends on what kind of business you are in, what kind of business you're planning. If you're planning a completely technical startup, maybe the IIT MTech will help you more. But if you are more going to be managerial in that and you're going to hire technologists, then do an MBA. IAS plus IIM दो ड्रीम्स हैं तो आई थिंक पहले there are two ways actually to look at it. IIT MBA अगर इंजीनियरिंग करने के बाद एक रास्ता होता है कि give your IAS exam, qualify. If you qualify, great. तो IIM फिर कभी भी कर सकते हो तुम. और दूसरा है कि क्वालिफाई नहीं किया तो 3-4 साल का गैप का तुमको हिसाब देना पड़ेगा. The other option is कि तुम IIM कर लो और जॉब ज्वाइन करने के बदले 1-2 साल IAS का तैयारी करके देख लो, और अगर नहीं होता है तो then you can come back to the corporate sector. So that can also this thing. Interesting question from Yash. Can a person do a double MBA? So many people from my batch did a double MBA, from even though they're from IIM Bangalore. So an MBA at any point of time in your life will give you a jump in your profile and your career. So it's very important. The way people enter an MBA, they look at this incoming salary and they look at the outgoing salary. The MBA will ideally give you from your incoming salary to your outgoing salary. Passing out of an MBA, the salary that you get at that point would have been a salary which you would have reached after 7 years of working in the corporate sector, if you had been working normally. So that it gives you in 2 years. So that's the advantage. So it makes sense to do a second MBA also at times. So chalo, last few people I'm taking in. Varun. Hi Varun. Rushil and Harsh. Yeah, you guys can keep yourself in.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, my doubt is that I see your IIM Ahmedabad selection criteria video, and I found that there is average weightage of 10th and 12th about 80%, more than 80%.
Yeah.
But my doubt is that how to calculate 10th and 12th marks means include 6 subject or 5 best.
I think it includes all subjects.
Include all subjects.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. And sir, मैंने किसी से सुना है कि क्या नाम है जो अहमदाबाद और बेंगलोर है उसमें जो बच्चों को एडमिशन देते हैं वो उन्हीं बच्चों को देते हैं जिनके 10th और 12th में 90 और 95% से ज्यादा है. तो सर क्या ये बात ट्रू है?
नहीं, ट्रू नहीं है. मेरा 81 था. ठीक है.
ट्रू. ओके.
क्वालिफाइंग क्राइटेरिया पूरा तो चांस है.
ओके सर. एंड सर मेरे पास आपके बुक का 8th एडिशन है, तो क्या मुझे 9th एडिशन बुक परचेज करने की जरूरत है या फिर वही चल जाएगी?
अभी एक महीना चला लो. एक एडिशन से 10th आ रहा है.
10th आ रहा है सर.
हां, तो 10th यूज कर रहे हैं. एक महीना नेक्स्ट मंथ.
थैंक यू सर.
Thanks. Yeah, Rushil.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Sir, I will ask, I'm just started my preparation for CAT 2022. I have one question that what CAT expects from the aspirants to transform during the preparation period? Means उन लोग को क्या से क्या बनना चाहिए. मतलब I'm in the undergrad. I'm in SY. So what do CAT expect from me?
CAT expects problem solving skills from me. They want to check. We will throw you in at the deep end. We'll throw you out of your preparation zone. We'll throw you with questions that you have not seen, with situations you might not have encountered. And can you think stably in that situation, and can you come out of the solution? Right. So that problem solving skill that we check, and especially in DILR. Right. So that's the single line answer to that question. Good question, Rushil.
Thank you, sir.
Right? I hope you got a clue of that. And this is something people don't understand. And DILR में वो क्या करते हैं? And that's what I was telling somebody a little bit ago also कि तुमको problem solving skills बढ़ाना है. So if you're trying to finish a chapter in 3 days, तुम क्या करोगे? You will study the chapter, then the question solve नहीं हो किसी से पूछ के खत्म कर दोगे chapter. तो उसमें problem solving skills थोड़ी बढ़ेगा. Problem solving skills कब बढ़ता है? Problem solving skills बढ़ता है जब तुम खुद से you work through the problems. You have to work through the problems. So during your preparation phase, you have to challenge yourself against problems and this thing. That's one of the reasons why LOD 3 I don't write solution much. Reason is that my thought is that if you have done LOD 1 and LOD 2, and you come to LOD 3 of my book, you are good enough to think through. And try to, I would prefer somebody trying the LOD 3 and just doing 30% of it and going to the exam, rather than reading the solutions of 100%. You'll be better off that way. Right?
Thank you, sir.
खुद से 30-40% भी अगर किसी क्वेश्चन बैंक को सॉल्व कर ले तो इट्स बेटर देन रीडिंग 100% सॉल्यूशंस. तो स्कैट में रीड करके जाओगे सॉल्यूशंस, किसी का पढ़ाया हुआ जाओगे तो वो वर्क नहीं करता. ठीक है.
Thank you. I will improve.
Thanks, Rushil. So Darun is asking me this question. Harshya, your question. Before that, let me answer a few ones. Darun is asking, do you know a person with IIT, IIM and IIS? Yeah, there are a lot of people with that kind of backgrounds who went to IIT, IIM and then IIS. आजकल IIM के बाद IAS बहुत lucrative नहीं रहा है. So I mean, although people who want to do public service and all वो जाते हैं उसमें, but even through IIM you've got enough opportunities to do that. And IPM from IIM both there or Jammu worth 30 lakhs. Yeah, I think so. It's more about the education you'll get, Ayush. It's more about the education you'll get there. Right, Siddharth, 10, 12, 67, 79, grad, tier 1 college, ST category 8.6. Yeah, you have a Blackie and IFMS chance because you are from ST category में chance है. XLRA, HRM or repeat CAT, that's a tough one. XLRA, HRM is a great course. It's a great college. But if you don't want to do HRM, it's something you have to look inside yourself. Will you be happy doing it? So whatever path you take, if you take a path of repeating CAT, then be happy with it, live with that decision and live with the consequences of that decision. Right? And if you are not happy with it, if you join XLRA, HRM and then you're thinking that nahi karna tha, to bhi galat hai. So whatever path you choose, if you choose going to XLRA, HRM, then do your best there. Right? And then you have an option कि XLRA, HRM करके 2 साल 3 साल काम करके उसके बाद में executive MBA करके आगे बढ़ जाए. So that option is there always for you. ठीक है? Will give you a double jump. XLRA, HRM will give you 20-25-30 lakh package now, and then when you do an executive MBA 5 years from there, 30 lakhs will become 50, maybe 45, 50, 55 lakhs package by the time you are 5 years experienced after XLRA. And then you do an executive MBA and target a 1 crore plus salary after executive MBA. You can plan that. Right, Harsh, your questions.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, tell me. Good evening.
Sir, actually, right now I'm pursuing my BCom. So non-engineer as a non-engineer. I'm not able to, sir, perform good in accounts. Accounts, I'm saying, in quants. So what should I do, sir? I'm really confused about that.
Quants के लिए I've talked about what is the process, what goes wrong earlier in the discussion, right? And 2-3 aspects which were discussed were get your mechanics of quants right, get your language interpretations right, understand the different chapters, different way of studying. ये सब चीजों को तुमको sort out करना पड़ेगा. और उसके बाद भी तुमको you have to be ready to do 3-4 rounds on every chapter. एक चैप्टर को 3-4 बार विजिट करना पड़ेगा, not once. So if you do that, improve करेगा quants.
Like sir, मैंने आपकी बुक्स ली है ना, जैसे अभी लेटेस्ट वाली बुक्स ली हैं, तो उसमें जैसे आपने बताया हुआ कि बेसिक टू एडवांस लेके गए हो, तो उससे मेरे को समझ आया था. पर अगर कोई क्वेश्चन जैसे समझना है तो उसका क्या कर सकता हूँ फिर मैं, मतलब जैसे कोई नंबर्स वगैरह
देखो एक पॉइंट आता है क्वांट्स के प्रिपरेशन में, जब तुम your studying preparation happens by looking at people solving questions or looking at solutions of questions. तो एक certain number of questions इनको assisted problem solving mode में सीखना पड़ेगा. और उसके बाद एक पॉइंट आता है प्रिपरेशन में where you say that okay now my assisted problem solving is over, अब मेरे को self problem solving करना है.
Yes,
तो
sir.
वो सेल्फ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग वाले जो क्वेश्चन बैंक है उसको तुमको खुद सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा।
All right, sir.
उसमें there will be a lot of pain because अलग-अलग क्वेश्चन ऐसे होंगे कि पहले बार नहीं सॉल्व होंगे, सेकंड टाइम होंगे तो भी नहीं सॉल्व होंगे। तो वो लेकिन you have to keep visiting the chapter again and again. Every round that you do on chapter will improve your thinking on that topic. Improve
Yes,
thinking
sir.
को थोड़े दिन अपने माइंड में अगर सेटल करने देते हो 15 दिन 1 महीना, उसके बाद वापस आओगे थर्ड राउंड के लिए तो तुम्हारा फिर से you will see कि कुछ फंसे हुए क्वेश्चन निकलने लगेंगे। So that's how you should do it.
Sir,
ठीक
and
है?
sir, next question is like my sir कि सर मेरे ना 10th में मार्क्स कम है एक्चुअली 52% है, उसके बाद का ग्राफ सारा अबव ही है वैसे,
हाँ
तो
ठीक है,
उससे
ये
एफएमएस क्या?
IFS मिल सकता है, एक्सेलर भी मिल सकता है। रोहित का भी
एक्सेलर
वही
है?
क्वेश्चन। हाँ, व्हाट अबाउट 100 60% क्लास 10 नहीं है तो 100 परसेंटाइल भी लाने के बाद I can't get through. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है। If you get 100 percentile, I think Ahmedabad will not take you, but other colleges will take you. Bangalore will has a straight interview for all 100 percentiles. They don't look at anything else. ठीक है?
लाइक सर वो इफेक्ट तो नहीं करेगा ना जैसे 52% वाला चक्कर कोई?
वो थोड़ा इफेक्ट करेगा। But then at the same time, people who overcome it through the other processes.
Yes sir, actually.
है ना? Past जो है उसको चेंज नहीं कर सकते हो, right?
हाँ जी?
एक बहुत past you can't change. You can't change the past. What has happened?
Yeah, yes sir, actually.
Focus on what's in your control. Do the best. Get to the best possible preschool. Do well there. That's what you are doing. ठीक है?
सर एक्चुअली उसके बाद का भी अभी एजुकेशन मेरा बिल्कुल सही चल रहा है, मतलब जो जो कॉन्सेप्ट अभी तक मेरे को भी याद है वो सभी याद है मेरे को अच्छी तरह से,
हाँ
पर
ठीक है,
10th में मैं अच्छा कर नहीं पाया था।
कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं।
Yes,
उसके
sir.
बाद अगर आप इंक्रीजिंग है तो जल्दी इनफ 20 मिनट टेक इट।
All right, sir.
ठीक है?
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Have a nice day, sir. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, Harsh. Same here. It's a pleasure, and it's great that YouTube is giving us this opportunity to be live and connected with each other. So whoever
Yes, sir.
more preparing for my DLR books, but has many sets for prep, so it will not be feasible to complete syllabus sets and mocks. So which part can I skip? Example 15-minute test, mocks and books. They typically अगर repetitive sets दिख रहा है DI में तो थोड़े repetitive sets दिखेंगे तो उसको skip कर सकते हो, especially traditional DI में थोड़ा skip कर सकते हो, logical भी ज़्यादा skip मत करना, and जो archive वाले questions हैं पुराने questions उसको भी skip मत करना, right? चलो, thanks a lot everybody, and I'll see you every Sunday 5:30 p.m. I'm live, every Thursday 8:30 p.m. Meenakshi ma'am is live, and we are bringing out regular content on the channel. Please make sure that you like the content, subscribe to the channel, and you comment and do share the videos and all that we are doing. Thank you so much. Inequality questions is not given, and that a face problem. Inequality को option से solve कर लो आशा. Very small tip for you. Just try to think, do it through the options. Chalo, thank you so much. Bye bye everybody. See you. Lovely talking to all of you. Bye bye. And I'm sorry I could not answer all the questions on the chat, but I'll be back next Sunday, and that's something I'll be there for you all the time. Thank you. Chalo. Bye bye.